Welcome back to the channel, my lovelies. Today we are setting up September in my bullet journal. Just quickly going through the materials that I'll be using. I have some sticker sheets from my shop, and I'm going to be using these tombos. Most of these, all of these, I'm pretty sure can be linked in the description below. The only thing that might not get linked is the paper with all of the writing on it, the text, because I cannot remember where I got it from. I do still have the files that I downloaded in like folder that they give you, but I did get it from online. I think I just typed in like old-fashioned text paper or something, and they were free to download, available on like this blog, or like journaling paraphernalia that you could download, print yourself and do. So my theme for September is a bookish theme, continuing my soft for the end of the year, it seems. A neutral, relaxing tea time, coffee time, book time, very academia forward sort of theme. I also needed to print some book covers for my reading journal. So while I was using that page, I thought to myself, might as well use up as much of the page as I possibly can. And so I did these stickers for September, some of which I don't use. I think I literally only don't use the separate project sticker and the task sticker, because the way that they're positioned on that page, they became redundant. Like projects and tasks literally fell, the main header fell perfectly evenly over the columns. So I didn't have to use the smaller ones, but I printed them just in case. And I could have printed them a bit smaller, but again, I didn't know that I would need them smaller. But in the end, it worked out. I did use most of them. It turned out pretty good. But yes, I'm using the Cozy Doilies, I believe it's called. Let me check. It is the Cozy Doilies sticker sheet. It is the first time I'm using them at all. I do think if I were to do these again, I would print them on transparent sticker paper. I don't have any. I think I literally have two, and that's from getting vinyl. Came as like extras. But I would try printing them on the clear ones just to see how it turned out, because I think they would make really good layering stickers. I just wish I could like consistently print them on clear sticker paper, transparent sticker paper. Either way, I'm using Cozy Doilies, and I'm also using my oopsie sheets of Books OCmfort. I just transferred them to sticker backing paper that I saved and just stuck to extra or cut out pieces of paper from my previous journal from Umbreon, if you remember them. I think you guys would remember them. I'm pretty sure I started the channel in Umbreon doing December. I could be very, 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 very wrong. I had extra pages left in that, so I cut 6 or 7 of them out and then stuck on either side of it the backing sheet from used up sticker sheets. So it has basically like that smooth texture where you can put the stickers on and peel them back up perfectly fine. I just transferred the stickers from both of the oopsie cut sheets to that, so that it was easier for me to use. I didn't have to spend 5 minutes literally taking up one sticker because it wouldn't separate from the sticker sheet itself. But moving on, I really wanted to do like a collage-y thing, leaning deeper into the academia theme, and using Books OCmfort and these beigey neutral toned papers, and keeping it very simple but also very me, if we can say. This cover spread, whenever I accidentally open to this page, because I'm still in August, I just get this feeling of like, ooh, I can't wait. I get this very good anticipation feeling. Usually I don't get good anticipation, anxiety. Hi, how you doing? And it feels good to look forward to using my journal. I love doing that. And this spread, just this cover spread, just made me so happy, and I was really glad about that. Now going in with some very tiny dots. The dots on the doily stickers are very small, and some of them are clustered together on purpose because they're very small. But the single ones, holy hell, I did y'all dirty with these. I think if I were to reprint these, I'd make or like update them, I'd make the smaller dots a lot bigger and keep everything else the same size. The smaller dots need to be a bit bigger because some of these, I mean, like, are like pen point 0.05 at minimum dots on this page, and it drove me insane a little bit. There's also just like a lot going on. I feel, but like also just enough, if that makes sense. Like for me, this is decorated, but there's enough negative space that it doesn't feel crowded, but it also feels like I actually put time and effort into making this spread feel like I actually did something, if that makes sense. Now I'm going in with the 026 Tombow pen, which honestly, I should have used the 947 instead, because I might just go back in and go over it. It was a lot more yellow against these browns than I thought it was going to be, which is very strange because later on when I use it, it fits right in. But I think that's because I use it right next to the 947, but next to these browns, it doesn't look brown. Color theory, yo. That's what it is. Infusion in a pen. Love to see it. But yes, I finished up with a border, the classic border, single line border that I messed up somehow. We are now on to the projects and tasks list, where I mentioned that the stickers fit but also didn't fit, but they were also made redundant. 2 of them were made redundant, which honestly, props to me for that, because it actually lined up pretty well. Originally, I pushed my columns down because I realized how big the stickers were in comparison to the space that I usually use. I originally pushed them down to fit in the separate projects and tasks, but then I realized projects and tasks, the header lines up perfectly over the columns, or good enough for me over the columns to define that this side is projects and this side is tasks. And so you can see me going in here and I'm just like, it's so big. I don't like that the header color is 2 blocks wide. I don't like that. I'm here taking a picture of my page with my iPad because I'm going to erase this to be able to move stuff down. So while it's 2 blocks now, later on I'm going to use some of the scrap sticker paper that I have the titles on, and I cover up just a single line and I move everything back up to where it was before, but I keep the columns because obviously I can't move the marker. And I'm glad I didn't make a fuss about it because it actually looks more spacious, because I moved everything down one, left the color where it was in the new positioning, but moved the text back to the original positioning, if that makes any sense. And it looks better in my opinion. I think I think that mistake was actually the right thing to do. And I'm glad the mistake happened because I like the spread more than I think I would have if I didn't follow through with that whole mess of steps and stuff that I did. I'm so sorry. The screen is about to get quite bright because of my iPad. I'm pretty sure. And it's sort of blown out now as it is because my screen is pretty bright and it's also a picture of a white paper. My projects and tasks page is pretty much my backbone that I unfortunately tend to ignore. Mostly because a lot of these things have literally been on my projects and tasks list since, I believe, I could be incredibly wrong, but let me just triple check. Some of them have been on my projects and tasks list from last year. And they just continuously get pushed forward, pushed forward, pushed forward, pushed forward. And eventually I get to them, but it's usually because something new pops up. And then I hyper focus on that and finish that before going to check this and seeing what else I can do. Recently, I haven't had a moment where I go, I'm pretty sure there's something I could be doing right now. I'm usually going, holy heck, I have too many things to be doing right now. I have to pick one and start. And it's like, I kind of enjoy the fact that I'm in that position because before I was very sad with not having the motivation to do anything, and having this list essentially exists simply to taunt me. But now I truly believe I owe it to medication. I owe it to medication and my diagnoses to finally be able to understand why my brain works the way that it works and to work with it and not against it. And I think because I'm coming to terms with that, and because I've started the journey of accepting that, it's made going to this page not feel daunting, not feel unmotivated, not feel like I don't have enough time in the world to do it. When in reality, I have as much time as I need to do it. I just have to start. That was pretty deep. So sorry you didn't come here for that. My apologies. But there's insight into my head. So yes, my project and task list has been on running since last year, and a lot of things have changed over this year, and a lot of things have not moved in the slightest, because I see that I'm just like, I still don't know what I want to do for this. So you're going to stay there until I figure out what it is I want to do for this. Which is, for me, a good reminder that, hey, you still need to do this. And leaving it there serves that purpose. Because I have started some of these things. I just haven't gone back and finished them so that I can tick them off. But I have started most of them. And a lot of them have higher priority than others, mostly because they're seasonal at this rate, or mostly because they're current business ventures, if that makes sense. But that is how my project and task list is currently aiding me in this moment. Now we're on to the monthly grid. If you're just checking in, or just checking in, if this is your first time seeing my videos, I've separated my journal into essentially two sections, I think is how I separated it. In the very first bit of the journal, so like after my nameplate page, my index, my cover page, I go into monthly calendars where I put all 12 calendars back to back spreads all together in one place, essentially combining a future log and a yearly calendar into one thing as spreads of calendar grids. So then I can easily future plan because the grid is already there. I can easily just go to where I know October is going to be, for example, or where December is going to be, and pencil in this task for that month and easily be able to refer to my months and not have to search for them in deeper pages of the journal. And then because after that goes into my yearly goals and then my quarterly goals, and then I start into January. That's how I've set up my journal for this year, and it's worked very well, and I hope to continue that in the future. I just have to get another journal, but homie is broke as a joke, and customs are moving on away from that. The monthly grid is where I realized that I only printed September once on the paper. I was supposed to print it twice for this and the cover page, but I forgot. So I had to do some creative magic and fix it and put it in. So going into decorating, I've had a longer piece, more completed piece of it's dictionary pages actually, and I just did half of that on the page because I didn't want it's a thick enough piece that it could overlap on this Sunday box, but I didn't want that. I wanted like a proper gap of negative space and then the mess of text on the side. And I used some more of that neutrally beige paper at the bottom with my darker washi over top of that, and I'm using some bigger elements from the sticker sheet, the Books OCmfort specifically sticker sheet, to decorate alongside the gap in between the Sunday boxes and the panel of text. And I'm also going in along the bottom where I'll be putting in October's calendar, which is a whole finagle thing because I printed them on the wrong side of the paper. So I have to peel them up, stick them to the back of the sticky part of the paper, and then stick that to the page. It's a whole mess, but I am going to finish that page. I'm going to do that, which reminds me I actually need to start. You know what? Not here. But I go in with 947 to write in September in a sort of serif-y, non-serif? Sans serif font at the bottom because I realized I forgot I didn't print a 2nd September to put there. And that is the simple monthly grid using the 947 as the box color as well. A quick flip through of the current month, August, where I used some 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s inspired posters to do my theme with some colored pencils. And it is coming along quite great. I'm quite happy with how soft it is, as we all know. Now we're going into the first weekly spread of September, which I thankfully penciled in the dividing lines beforehand, so I wouldn't waste time on camera doing that. I'm just going with my very hard to explain layout where I divide the page essentially into 4, and then the top half is one day, the bottom half is the other day, continuing on for 2 spreads. I hope that made sense because I feel like my brain just melted out of my ears saying that, but it is what it is, and you can see hopefully what I'm doing, and hopefully it makes sense what's happening here. And I alternate between this and a vertical spread every week, so it changes it up and I don't get bored and I don't get frustrated with semi-permanence essentially. But I'm decorating with some smaller doily elements and some of the smaller elements from the Books OCmfort oopsie sheet as well. And that's about all. I kept it really simple because I can always go in and add stuff to fill space. I've got stickers stuck to me apparently. I can always go in and add stuff to fill in more space, but hopefully I have enough space to like write, essentially is what I need. I always leave enough space, ample space to write whatever comes to mind, journaling thoughts, notes that I take during the day, extreme tasks lists that just go on and on and on and on and on forever for some reason. But I do really think that I'm going to enjoy September in my journal quite a bit. I really do. Now for the final flip through, looking at our cover page, and I'm now putting in the tabs, which I'm getting very close to the bottom of the page. I might have to just like keep them in the same spot for the next 4 months. I don't know how to count. I think it's 4. But we're flipping through now. And while we're doing that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye, bye bye.